Hey, good morning, America! Hey, it is the 12th of February of 2017, and today's video is a very serious subject, so I hope you watch the whole video. I looked up 5 words in the dictionary, and I'm going to talk about their definitions, and I'm going to apply them to the Donald Trump first 21 days in office, and then relate it back to the campaign that Donald Trump ran. So the words I want to talk about today are treason, corruption, collusion, disloyal, and impeach. So the very definition of treason, being a treasonist, being a traitor to your country, aid and comfort to the enemy. So folks, let me ask you this. On the 29th of December of 2016, the very day Barack Obama put sanctions on Russia for interfering in our elections and our democracy, he was undermined by Michael Flynn, probably with marching orders from Donald Trump, to call Russia 5 times and talk about the easing of these sanctions as soon as Donald Trump gets in office. America, do you think that's aid and comfort to the enemy? That is absolutely the very definition. That is a treasonous act on behalf of Michael Flynn and probably Donald Trump. So folks, 2 days ago, it came out that we had been wiretapping the Russians, and confirmed by at least 9 national security high-ranking people, they have the audio of Michael Flynn talking about easing sanctions on the Russians as soon as Donald Trump gets in office. So the question is, America, did he do this all by himself? Or did he get marching orders from Donald Trump? Folks, let's be real. There were 5 separate phone calls that day. Donald Trump can't get his hands dirty, right? So he calls Michael Flynn. He says, you coordinate with Russia. Report back to me. We'll re-strategize. You can call him back. And this happened 5 times on the 29th of December of 2016. So what do you think, America? You decide. Is that aid and comfort to the enemy? So under treason, it also says dishonesty. Do you think in the first 21 days of office, Donald Trump has been honest with the American people? How many times has he sent out a tweet saying something that is actually factual is fake news? America, he's done it 100 times at least in 3 weeks. How many times has he sent Sean Spicer or Kellyanne Conway out to the podium to retell his lies? Folks, that's dishonesty. Lying to the American people. As the President of the United States. Oh my gosh. So another word under treason is deception. Do you think Donald Trump as the President has deceived the American people when he calls actual facts alternative facts, and the only facts are facts that he tells you? How about, this is the most hilarious thing, right? Any poll that has him in a negative limelight are fake polls. Because Donald Trump has to be loved by everybody. You know, Donald Trump can stick his foot up his ass as far as I'm concerned. So another word in the dictionary under treason is disloyalty. So the definition in the dictionary of disloyal is being untrue to duty or obligation. America, did Donald Trump or did not Donald Trump put his hand on the Bible and say in front of the world that he would uphold the rule of law and the United States Constitution? Maybe I didn't see it. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. You decide, America. Did he actually say that or not? But disloyalty to the rule of law, really? It's happening all the time, folks. How about violating freedom of religion, freedom of assembly, freedom of speech, freedom of the press? You know, he wrote this executive order and shoved it down people's throat on this immigration ban, and it clearly violated, you know, the United States Constitution, freedom of religion. I mean, it literally discriminated against the Muslims. And we all know Donald Trump and Steve Bannon want a white Christian country. So, I mean, you know, 2 weeks ago, Donald Trump told all federal government agencies they can no longer share information with the general public. Information that the general public should know about, like the science behind climate change, right? So that they can make informative decisions. Donald Trump tried to censor all that. Folks, censorship is the very first step in authoritarian rule. So America, are we a democracy or are we a dictator? What do you think? So the second word I want to talk about is corruption. It says in the dictionary that it's evil. Hey, America, Alec Baldwin does a great Donald Trump, doesn't he? Showing his evil, his lack of empathy for anybody, his distaste for anything when he doesn't get his way, the Grim Reaper. So, corruption also says exploitation. How about exploiting the power of the presidency? How about 3 days ago when Donald Trump is sitting down with all those sheriffs down in Texas, and one of the sheriffs tells Donald Trump that a Texas senator is not cooperating with him. And Donald Trump publicly says, "What's the guy's name? I'll ruin his career." America, you think that's exploiting the power of the presidency? Don't you think that's overreaching the power of the presidency? How about exploiting the ignorance of the 46% of the people that voted for him? He knew who these people were. He knew they're GED, high school educated, right? They live in rural America. They get their information either off, Donald Trump's Twitters or watching Fox News, which we know is more propaganda than factual, right? So he knew exactly what he was doing, exploiting the ignorance of his 46% of the base that voted for him. And he continues to do it. I mean, the guy's pretty crafty in terms of that. I do have to give him credit for that. So another word under corruption is misrepresentation. Do you think Donald Trump, Kellyanne Conway, and Sean Spicer, whenever something factual is told to the American people, they call it alternative facts? They got it wrong. The media and the press got it wrong. And he tweets to 25 million people around the country that the media got it wrong when they didn't. Folks, right under the word corruption, misrepresentation of the facts. And then it goes on to talk about dishonesty. We all know Donald Trump lies to the American people. Talks about fraudulence. Folks, you don't settle a $25 million Trump University case if you didn't commit fraud. Then it talks about bribery, racketeering, and other subjects. So, another word in the dictionary is collusion. It says a secret agreement between two or more persons for a deceitful or illegal purpose. So when James Comey and the FBI colluded with Rudy Giuliani, the Trump campaign, and the Republican Party on those Anthony Weiner emails, that's collusion, folks, because it was only on Friday, 11 days before the election, when it hit the national airways, that Hillary Clinton and the Democrats were totally blindsided by it, folks. That's collusion, and it's a crime. Same thing when Donald Trump and Michael Flynn are coordinating with Russia on the 29th of December of 2016 to ease sanctions and undermine the national security of sanctions being put in place by Barack Obama. Folks, that's collusion. It's a crime. You should be up in arms, America, about this type of stuff. So the last word I want to talk about is impeach. Impeach in the dictionary says to charge with misconduct of public office. So what do you think? Undermining the national security of a sitting president? I think that's enough to impeach the guy right there. Right? But we're going to see where this Michael Flynn investigation goes. We know it's going to eventually go all the way up to the top and Donald Trump. Probably Rice Priebus, Kellyanne Conway, Sean Spicer. I mean, it just feels like, well, a Richard Nixon cover-up, doesn't it? So, America, this morning on MSNBC, there was a great interview between Joy Reid and Rob Reiner talking about this subject of impeachment and, you know, what's going on with the hacking of the election and James Comey FBI letters, and eventually when it all gets exposed, you know, Republicans are going to have to say, enough is enough, let's impeach this guy. So we'll see if we get an impeachment before the first 100 days of office. Hey, America, continue to rebel, have your voices heard, join protest marches, call your congressmen and senators, show up at your congressman and senator's office door, scream at them at the top of your lungs that we want an impeachment, and let's take our democracy back. Hey, everybody, have a great day.